What's good, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about something pretty important. We're going to start off with something that should be heeded. It says, but rather the hidden character of the heart, expressed in the imperishable beauty of a gentle and calm disposition, which is precious in the sight of God. For this is also how the holy women who hoped in God once used to adorn themselves and were subordinate to their husbands. And Simon Peter said to them, I'm going fishing. They said to him, we also will come with you. So they went out and got into the boat, but that night they caught nothing. When it was already dawn, Jesus was standing on the shore, but the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. And he said, I tell you truly, this poor widow put in more than all the rest. For those others have all made offerings from their surplus wealth, but she, from her poverty, has offered her whole livelihood. And it says, and if anyone should say anything to you, reply, the master has need of them, then he will send them at once. This happened so that what had been spoken through the prophet might be fulfilled. So, what does this tell us, or tell you? That at some points in life, certain things can be avoided. Conflict, hate, deception, especially when it comes to putting two people who are friends at odds with each other because somebody does not like one or the other, which is absolutely immoral and wrong. Happy the man who follows not the counsel of the wicked, nor walks in the way of the sinners, nor sits in the company of the insolent, but delights in the law of the Lord, and meditates on his law day and night. He is like a tree planted near running water, that yields its fruit in due season, and whose leaves never fade. Whatever he does prospers. Not that so the wicked knows not so. They are like chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore, in judgment the wicked shall not stand, nor shall sinners in the assembly of the just. For the Lord watches over the way of the just, but the way of the wicked vanishes. Love justice, you who judge the earth. Think of the Lord in goodness, and seek him in integrity of heart. Because he is found by those who test him not, and he manifests himself to those who do not disbelieve him. For perverse counsels separate a man from God, and his power, put to the proof, rebukes the foolhardy. Because into a soul that plots evil, wisdom enters not, nor dwells she in a body under debt of sin. For the Holy Spirit of discipline flees deceit, and withdraws from senseless counsels. And when injustice occurs, it is rebuked. For wisdom is a kindly spirit, yet she acquits not the blasphemer of his guilty lips. Because God is the witness of his inmost self, and the sure observer of his heart, and a listener to his tongue. For the Spirit of the Lord fills the world, is all-embracing, and knows what man says. Therefore, no one who utters wicked things can go unnoticed, nor will chastising condemnation pass him by. For the devices of the wicked man shall be scrutinized, and the sound of his words shall reach the Lord, for the chastisement of his transgressions. Because a jealous ear hearkens to everything, and discordant grumblings are no secret. Therefore, guard against profitless grumbling, and from calumny withhold your tongues. For a stealthy utterance does not go unpunished, and a lying mouth slays the soul. Court not death by your erring way of life, nor draw to yourselves destruction by the work of your hands. Because God did not make death, nor does he rejoice in the destruction of the living. For he fashioned all things that they may have being, and the creatures of the world are wholesome, and there is not a destructive drug among them, nor any domain of the netherworld on earth. For justice is undying. So I'm going to get in a little something here, and I'm going to start reading a little something to you. It's kind of a helpful tool if you know how to use it. It's called neuro-linguistic programming. It's an excellent tool to use in order to better yourself physically, keep yourself in a calm state. It's called NLP for short, but it's about reaching your inner wellspring. And we're going to go through the first 3 chapters here, and I'll read to you everything that's in here, and I'll let you just listen and go along. But what it is the programming of the mind through self-hypnosis by visualizing yourself doing something while outside of your body, while inside of your body, and while doing it in slow motion in that order. Anything that you enjoy doing, you can or you want to do, you can cause yourself to do that simply by going through this process. Now, this book here, as you can see, believe it or not, my mother was the publicist for this book, and the people that wrote this book, folks that wrote this book, are close friends of my family, and they're leading experts in the field all over the world in this line of work. And I'll read it to you. It says, "Don't say such changes cannot happen. Vast freedom could live inside you. A loaf of bread wrapped in a cloth for the table is just an object, but inside the human body it becomes a gladness for being alive." Rumi. If you want to get somewhere, a good map can make the difference between arriving at your destination with ease and getting hopelessly lost. Let's say a friend raves about a restaurant with wonderful food, friendly people, and reasonable prices, and you decide to go eat there. You ask your friend where the restaurant is. Your friend says, "Just visualize the restaurant clearly. Post a sign on your refrigerator door that says,